it was a day for the history books. Mark it down. Tattoo the date because Australia has defeated India to win the Men's Cricket World Cup in India. It's heartbreak for the home nation, but for Australia, who cares? Australia won the toss and sent India into bat.
Oh, he's belted that.
It initially seemed like a really dumb idea until Travis Head did this.
Could this be a moment? Could it? One of the great catches! Goodness gracious me!
It kick-started an afternoon of frenetic fielding and superb bowling.
Oh, he's gone here, inside edge. And this is a massive blow.
As the Aussies rolled their opponents for just 240.
Went for the big one, got the edge.
They will be happy with their afternoon's work.
Batting in front of more than 92,000 screaming fans while facing a fiercely swinging ball initially seemed bloody tough.
Edge taken! Got him. Smith goes!
Until Travis Head did this.
Lovely shot.
Grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck, Head did an absolute job on them.
Travis Head lifts it up now. 10 rows back.
And he, alongside Marnus Labuschagne,
Oh, superb shot this.
steadied the ship and took us to World Cup glory
And he goes again.
with a 192-run partnership for the ages.
And Australia win the World Cup for the 6th time. They've upstaged the home team in magnificent fashion.
And wasn't the Indian PM stoked?
I'm lost for words. Oh, it's unbelievable.
That's huge. I think that's the pinnacle.
Outstanding performance from a top-class squad.
And they're still partying. Bharat Sundaresan was there. He lived it. He breathed it. He shed a tear. Bharat, India were meant to be unbeatable. Did anyone else see this coming?
I learned, I think they can make a whole movie, the second coming of Sound of Silence, and just base it on what happened at the Narendra Modi Stadium yesterday. Because how can you get 120,000 Indians all wearing blue, it's a universe of blue, into such a packed space, and for there to be silence? I've never seen India in that light before, but it just tells you, what the level of shock in India, just because of how mighty this Indian team had been. Probably the first time we had an intimidating Indian white ball side. And for them to not just lose to Australia, but pretty much get hammered by Australia in front of their biggest crowd ever, I think it'll take a while for it to sink in.
Bharat, fair to say India's in mourning tonight?
India's been in mourning ever since Virat Kohli got out, to be honest. They say it's difficult to hear a pin drop. I heard that bail drop. It was in slow motion. It just and, as he played out. And Virat Kohli held his pose as well. He was in shock. India was in shock. Credit to India's fast bowlers and just bowling attack in general, that people still had faith. There was still belief. But that belief didn't last for too long after Travis Head started hitting them all around the park.
The end result of this is extraordinary. I mean, for Australia to beat India, in front of Narendra Modi, at Narendra Modi Stadium, it kind of feels like Australia was just rubbing this in.
Well, yeah, Pat Cummins said that, nothing greater than to silence a crowd of that nature in a sporting contest. But you're right. And it was Narendra Modi giving away the trophy as well to Pat Cummins. Mr. Modi handed the trophy and walked away. But no, the whole day itself was surreal, Walid. I mean, we had this air show before the game began, these Air Force pilots just putting off these stunts. And it was like India showing off their power, not just as a cricket team, but as a country, which is where it felt like this Australian team, led by the ever-smiling Pat Cummins, was not just up against a very strong Indian side, but they were up against the strong, mighty India trying to prove a point that went well beyond the cricket ground. But then for it to end in that fashion, it is, I think, a red-letter day in Australian cricket history. And they won 5 World Cups before this, but I can't think of any World Cup win which is greater than this one.
So, Bharat, where do your loyalties lie, really?
My loyalties have always lied with the team that finishes the match very early, and that was Australia yesterday. Thanks to Travis Head.
Well, because we have proof here that perhaps you're trading your loyalty for a different country. Here we are, a photo with Travis Head, the man of the moment. At what point last night did you decide that you were, in fact, South Australian?
Well, 5 years of living in South Australia, and you know how welcoming South Australia is compared to India.
Lovely people.
No, I think look, Travis and I have come through this journey in the last 5-6 years. I'm largely responsible for that mustache that you see on his face. His record with that mustache is fabulous. I have argued and fought with his lovely wife, Jess, who does not like the mustache. And for Australia's sake, I've said, let him keep that mustache on. And look at what he's done. A century in the World Test Championship final, and now this knock. So it was just one of those moments. We were there. We just finished this little interview. And we said, we have to capture this moment. And you can see the joy on his face to be posing next to me on a special night.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening.